Well, that was interesting. We didn't even get a command this time. I forgot to plug in the mic for the booth. Well, we got Justin Tortain on in the lead, and Tristan Fowler here in this very early morning race. For me, at least. We're at Talladega. Definitely shorter laps than we had. Hopefully, it doesn't mean that this race is any like less interesting as we usually get. Nobody passed away from the last two races, but obviously we had Brahmian replace Atlas after Daytona, which surprisingly I actually was able to remember his name without a sheet in front of me. That's crazy. And then you got Spray Dog, that treat snatching last there. Don't worry, he'll figure out his way up in the front. He always seems to find a way up to the front somehow. I don't know what it is about him. He sucks at qualifying, but he's good at racing. Someone's like, who's like that in the Cup Series? Kind of like Carson Hocevar a little bit. But that's just because he has a bad car. His car ain't as good as like Hendricks or stuff like that. But hopefully we don't get any of what happened at Daytona and more of what happened at Charlotte at the end of the race, like a photo finish or Atlanta, which it was decent racing. And we did get that last lap crash at Atlanta. That was a crazy crash. I might not have showed too much like concern, but it was mostly probably because I've seen that type of crash, and he didn't go roof first in the catch fence. He went hood first, so not a big problem there. And also because I've seen multiple flips like that before in the series. I've seen worse, like at Daytona so far this season. But here we go. We got Justin Tortain in the lead. Tristan Fowler, your Daytona winner, is going to be second, and Pop Achilles, your Charlotte winner, is actually behind Justin Tortain. As we get ready to go green here. Nananica was your last week's winner. Let's get this old race going here. Green flag in the air. Hopefully this race is nice and snappy, and we can get a quick, clean race maybe. If not, at least have the least wrecks possible, because I do want to see them somehow on one of these big super speedways like Daytona or Talladega, somehow make it a pretty decent amount of laps before they wreck. Like at least 4 laps, because it seems like here in Daytona they only can make at least probably 2 at the most. 4 laps would be ideal because of how big this track is. So we come down again, lap 1, Tristan Tortain, still the leader. Oh, and they're wrecking, of course. Let me go back over there. Oh, they're sprayed. Yep. Oh my god, no, Timmy. He's fine. That wasn't that. He didn't get plowed up there. He just kind of got squozed up there. Same with whoever else was flipping back there. Oh no, pace car. Oh no, pace car. Please. Oh, thank God, Lucas Drake Jr. disappeared in time here. As you're gonna see, I think Kyle Darson and Lucas Drake Jr. are gonna get together. That's exactly what happened. And then the 55 comes off the wall, comes down into the double zero. They go around. And then this crash really isn't that bad. I mean, that hit right here is pretty bad, but I've seen worse. That was pretty bad, but yeah, he just got kind of squoze up in there and it got driven underneath. And then you see Rad and Ziggy Stardust kind of airborne. I think they both turn over, or just one of them. It looks like just one of them turns over and just gets back on his wheels after that. So really, honestly, if anything, I believe it was Brahmian who was on the wall that got squozed, kind of like Connor Zillage. Or not Connor Zillage, William Sawalage. I was wrong again. I'm always wrong with these assumptions. It was actually Rusty Putman that I was thinking of that did the William Sawalage type hit. If anything, he was like the worst one out of this whole entire wreck, because he got a driver's side impact. Everybody else kind of got just kind of squozed, not like a hard hit. You know, right here. That was a pretty hard hit. I mean, little Timmy's wall hit was pretty hard, but it wasn't like hellacious or anything. And then everybody else just kind of got squeezed. It wasn't like anybody was going in there at max velocity. Luckily, nobody was going in max velocity. It's always a nice thing when you don't have a crash or somebody just goes straight in the outside wall like at Mach 1. On board with Lucas Drake Jr. as we're going to watch him get turned here by Kyle Larson into Rosie Bumman. He's going to get turned down the inside, flip him a little bit, and you're going to see cars flying in. Yeah, it looks worse than what it was, and that's always what happens with these crashes. Like, one more camera angle here with Curious Raz. We're going to watch him get clipped by Petranko after trying to make it through, get up on the wall a little bit, tip over as he sees Siggy Stardust on top of just the case, but he's fine. Same with little Timmy, he just got stuck there on the apron, which ain't the best of things to do. Now we got Derek Lawson, the guy who caused that pretty big accident compared to old air accidents at Atlanta. With Justin Case and Bobby Bonamy, where he almost turned both of them over, but then eventually Lucas Drake Jr. flipped over with Justin Case. That wreck was kind of stupid. That should have never happened, but Derek Lawson finds a way to do it. So he's the leader now with Justin Tortain in second, Chihiro Fujisaki in third, and you got Trickley Plan in fourth, Tristan Fowler in fifth. Then you got the I think it's four lap cars on the inside. Yeah, 4 lap cars. Oh, a couple of them are more than 1 lap down. Only Tim Jimothy can make 1 lap back and get on the lead lap. That's bad for the Air 3. But luckily, they aren't too slow. I mean, all they did was just get stuck. It wasn't like they hit too hard. That's what I mean by that wreck not looking as bad as it was. They didn't really hit too hard. Nobody really, like, destroyed the wall. That's always the best thing to happen, is nobody destroying the wall. See, look at that. Atlas's car, after he was one of those cars that kind of took a decent lick. Still up there. Running really well. Same with little Timmy, who was upside down and into the, I believe he was in the fence too. And he's fine. Like, his car, I mean, it's not the fastest, but it's not as slow as you would expect after a wreck like that. These cars are pretty strong, and we do have a lot of reinforcements for them. That's why in these concrete hits, some of them can live from the impact, and also the cars can live after impact. Maybe the driver passes away, but like in many cases so far, like with Wyatt Sinclair at Las Vegas. What's happening back here? Somebody's wrecking. I had my suspicion. Casey Nedico, your last week's winner, is upside down. Carmichael Lake is upside down too. They don't seem to be fine. As said before, fine. Nobody's stopped. Nobody's hurt. I mean, it might be a little hurt, but like hurt feelings, but it doesn't look like it was too bad of a wreck again. I'm gonna check these guys, make sure they don't wreck under yellow again. They seem to have a habit like that here sometimes. Not all the times, but sometimes. I think they're gonna be fine this time around. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Lucas Drake Jr. gets one of his laps back, I think. I believe he was a lap down. Or 2. He was 2, now he's 1. So you watch Carmichael Lake, who... Okay, so Lucas Drake Sr. got clipped by Casey Nanico up into Carmichael Lake after Nanico's racing with Speedia. Comes down to Phoenix Morgan, they slide up the racetrack. I believe it's just going to be another squeeze into the wall that causes... Yep, that's exactly... Oh, into the catch fence. Both cars in the catch fence. That's really what caused that crash to look as bad as it was. That hit right there was probably the worst hit, probably, honestly. But Nanico seemed to be fine from it, so I mean, it wasn't the worst thing to happen to him. Yeah, kind of just on the quarter panel there of Lucas Drake Sr. and just couldn't get off of him, and then kind of body slammed Speedy up in the wall, which I think Speedy actually was able to slow down since he was grinding the wall. Maybe he misses this? Yeah, he just kind of uses the wall to his advantage to slow down in time. He even misses racer on Yaim, just kind of sliding in there. And then it was really Blake Darnell and Emmanuel hitting Ziggy Stardust is what really put him into Casey Nanico. And then you're going to see the 8 car turn back all the way over. Again, not a horrific wreck. Watching John Anthony as we go down to turn 3 this time. As we watch these guys get together, he was kind of just... He had really nowhere to go. He tried to make it by, but then Morgan's coming back up, clips him in the front where the radiator is. Then he immediately spins. Then you got a couple other guys wrecking there on the infield, or on the apron. That was Amy and Darson. And I think that's the 61 car flying up there on the wall next to Rusty Bumman. I can't exactly see the best. No, I think that's Rowdy there. Okay, so now we have one retirement, which is Lucas Drake Sr. after a header problem. Nothing to do with that wreck. Well, I mean, it was something to do with the wreck, but nothing to do with him being injured from that wreck. Just his car was too injured. I believe, yeah, there's the same amount of cars on the lap down. There was pit stops, so the original leader, I believe, was actually the 55 car Lucas Drake Jr., but now he pitted, so now he's all the way to back. Oh no, I'm wrong. That's not Lucas Drake Jr. It was actually, if I can see, I think it was Petrenko actually. I think Petrenko was the one that went down pit lane, because that seems about right in the order. Yeah, that seems about right in the order. I saw it for a second, didn't take note of it. But there were pit stops. I mean, there were obviously the pit stops for the cars that were involved, and then the leaders, I believe, came down. Because Plant was third coming across the line, I believe, not first. He was like at least third to fifth. But nonetheless, he's leading here, trying to end or pick up where he left off at Coca-Cola Super Speedway, and also Trenton, where he had those 2 amazing races, being able to win both those races after being pretty down throughout the season and his rookie season. Looks like he's trying to turn that around this a little bit of 10 lap shorter Talladega race. It has not been less exciting, that's for sure. There's been about the same amount of wrecks. If anything, it's probably the same frequency. So if anything, it's fine. Do hope that they kind of straighten out a little bit, get some laps going maybe. Because even then, the crashes haven't been the worst, but they definitely produced some cool accidents. That's why, kind of reason why I could say it was cool, because it wasn't death-defying. As here comes Derek Lawson trying to get to the inside, he does. Come off of turn 2. Yeah, we're probably in the best spot we've been with the cars so far. This is probably the only spot that we're gonna have to kind of look at for wrecks, honestly, or for anything to develop into a wreck. They are 4 wide currently. Now they're not. Oh, somebody back here has wrecked. Okay, that's McGreen, Sage Fontaine, Lucky. Even these guys plowing in wasn't even the worst part of it. And that wasn't even the worst part of it. Wasn't even too bad. Let's make sure these guys don't wreck. Oh no, there they go. Yep. Luckily I went back up to them. Pop Qiz and Abramian. Looks like they're gonna get straightened out. Yeah. But the guys not slowing down aren't. And I think that's McLake upside down. I can't see. The camera angle's trash. Oh, it's Spray Dog, that Treat Snatcher, and John Anthony upside down. Come on, guys. I was being nice to you guys. Oh, and then little Timmy and Casey Nanico rammed into the back of Lucky there. And Darson came in just to cap things off. So we're going to see what happened here with these 3 to start off this wreck. I don't know. Oh, Lucky kind of comes down trying to make it 5 wide. There were already 4, and then he was trying to make it 5 apparently. And then clips McLake up into, or McGreen Luis McGreen, not like. And into Sage Fontaine and Little Tibby. Little Tibby gets absolutely driven through by Kyle Darson, and it gets hit by Classic Amy, Comic Lake, and Casey Nanico get involved as well. And then Lucky almost turns over right there. And then we're going to go up to the 25, which, and the 51's in screen. They almost wreck right there with Emmanuel. So let's watch what happened to these guys real quick. So they go down to turn number 1. And you see the wreck happening, and then they kind of just, well, he got kind of slowed down, but not enough, and then he just got turned over, and then the 50 got into the 51 car and turned him over. One more camera angle, since that was the least amount of cars that I reckon wanted to show every single car. As we see Classic Amy's on board here as we're going to come up on the wreckage, and honestly nowhere to go for her because there were cars on the inside of her. So really nowhere to go for her, honestly. I thought she kind of just ran in there, but really didn't have anywhere to go in the first place. Still only one car out of the race so far as we got Derek Lawson Leas back green, as he was the leader. I can't attest for that. Justin Tortain second, who was your pole sitter, and then you got Trickley Plant, Chihiro Fujisaki, Pop Q then you got Haley Deegan sixth. The 77 car is Samantha Oscan 7th. JJ Johnson Jr. 8th. The 56 car of Logan Sturin's 9th, the one that absolutely plowed into Sage Fontana Charlotte. And Josh in 10th, rounding out your top 10 so far in this race. Then we got 2 more additions to the lap car count. That was the 2 cars that were laid on the roofs at the end of that pace lap crash, or cool down lap into the pace lap crash. After they crossed the line to get the flag. We are coming into 18 to go. And hopefully we can keep this thing green, maybe. Here and I have less wrecks. I mean, that last run was pretty well. We did do decent amount of laps compared to how big this track is and how long it takes to even get around this track. Let's look through the field here. Look at some guys that we haven't really talked about, like Bobby Labonamy and Jim McGraw. You have Eddie Espedia back there. Dean Ball, not Matty D. Who else is back here that we haven't really talked of? Frosty Musty actually kept this car clean. Definitely not in a spot that he wants to be position-wise, but keeping his car clean this time around in this race. As I believe up here is Lucas Drake Jr., who is a lap down trying to get his lap back. Because he was only 1 lap down now, after the caution, that he was able to get 1 of his laps back. So if he can get around them and get a caution, he will get his lap back. Justin Tortain is really trying not to let that happen because he's trying to get 1 more opponent out of this race pretty much. And he successfully does that. 18 to 17 to go now. As now here comes Drake, and then he's getting helped by Haley Deegan, and that did not happen. Oh no, she went with him. And then Samantha Oscan went with her and dropped out Pop Q which honestly is going to single out Oscan in this next corner, which is exactly what happened. But I think Oscan is going to try to bully Lawson out of the lane. Oh boy. Oh, come on. Here comes Pop Q your Charlotte winner. And that photo finish there. A great finish there. I mean, if this race keeps going up the way it is, maybe we can get a good finish here if we end on a green for once. Which we did the last 2 races, which I'm happy about and proud about for these guys. Because even though there was a wreck on the last lap in the last race at Atlanta, but we don't talk about that. Even though it was a cool looking crash since nobody was hurt from it. The only thing hurt from it was the fence and the cars themselves. Oh boy. Okay, so Pop Q is the leader. Lucas Drake Jr. still trying to get that lap back. It ain't gonna happen anytime soon, a caution for him, because it always seems like the car that's always a lap down for a long time never gets his lap back. And it's always a luck. Like, he'll get past and then immediately a crash happens. Like, what's gonna happen back here? Yep. And there these guys go. Oh god. Oh, calm down. Oh god. Oh, felt like I hit pretty hard there. Oh, and there goes a man. Oh my god! Oh no. Okay, that was a pretty big crash. I will admit that. I think he's just stuck on the apron. I can't say for sure. Yeah, he's just stuck. Okay, good. He's not hurt. Yes, there were other cars that rammed in there, but I was right about Classic Amy ramming in there. As you see cars in the infield, I didn't see that part of the wreck. And then she just went driver's side into Dean Ball, which surprisingly Dean Ball was alright after that one. So it was Sage Fontaine, so he does the same thing, plows in, but this time he was the one that hit Tristan Fowler at first. And then he goes up, hits the outside wall, and slides down into the grass, and then gets hit again by Ziggy Stardust sliding in there, and then that's where he ends up. And the usual suspect, as you see Derek Lawson coming down and hooking Petrenko there, hard in the wall, and that's what caused this. Okay, so Petrenko was the one that went down the infield there. And then you're going to see the whole field coming in, 80 Speedy getting turned there after hitting Lawson's car. Fowler getting hit by Sage Fontaine there. So you're going to watch him get hit by McLake, and then he got hit by the 58 and the 00. Kind of did a little bit of a blowover, kind of. I mean, he did do a blowover here, I believe in season 2 at this track. He did do a blowover. Well, that was definitely A-Rack, and Pop Q is going to be your leader. After they had pit stopped, after they came across the line there on the last caution. You have Colin Cropley in second, Josh third, Chihiro Fujisaki in fourth, and Curious Rat in fifth. Yeah, that all lines up. I'm gonna check who's the first lap car in this bunch here. Seems like the top 10 there, all the way up to Logan Stewart is about the same. Let's see, who is the first lap car? It's the 51 Spray Dog, that treat snatcher. Keep saying snatcher, not snatch. I think it's just kind of a me thing to do. So we got 10 laps to go. Hopefully finish this thing out in a reasonable amount of time and not try to lengthen it at any cost. I mean, already. Oh, that does not look good back there. A lot of slow cars after that last wreck. Again, that wreck wasn't too bad considering that. I mean, that was the worst one, definitely. Not the worst ever. And the only reason why I say it's the worst one of this race was because of the hit by Tristan Fowler. And let me check, was he out of the race after that? He was out of the race, but I mean, after getting hit like that, I would expect it. Because Colin Cropley with help by Justin Case, but I think Fujisaki has more help for Pop Q than. Oh, never mind. Here comes Justin Case, and here comes Plant. I think Plant's gonna try to pass Justin Case after helping him get up there, and that's exactly what happened. Oh boy, get off that quarter panel. Okay, I thought Haley was on the quarter panel there, but she wasn't, and she's trying to make the lead here, boys. That's more than what she usually does. Oh, not Josh and Curious wrecked back there, but they got straightened out. Plant got a little bit of a run off turn 4, was able to keep the lead there, even with the 61 poking the nose in there. We're 4 wide back here, guys. That's always bad for Talladega. Something always happens when there's 4 wide. And oh, ping ponging, but oh, and then Colin Cropley just kind of turns down, then the 52 of Morgan gets spun. There goes Pop Q in the outside wall. Oh, air time. Oh, and gets hit by Bumpman upside down. They seem to be okay though. Yeah, Morgan's alright. Don't even doubt them. So you watch these guys come back to the checkers, or not checkers. What am I talking about? We're gonna have a pretty, I think, a green white checker now because of that. So watching them ping pong real quick, and then I believe Colin Cropley just kind of turns down and forces another ping pong, and then it sits the 26 car of not Matt D into the infield, which I don't think he actually wrecked at all there. But he definitely was going off at a severe angle. Look at that. Gets it straight, but then Pop Q and Phoenix Morgan kind of just got intertwined. And I don't think there was any like really bad wrecking there. I mean, it looked like maybe Pop Q might have blown a tire with the way that he even went back up into the wall. And then we're gonna see here with Phoenix Morgan, he's gonna come up the racetrack with no hope whatsoever. As here comes the 12, and then I'm pretty sure it was a 24 car. Yeah, the 24 car rams into him. He hits the wall, up and there he goes, flying through the air. Then he lands, gets onto his roof. See those guys sliding down the infield. And then the 4 car, who's trying to avoid everything in the infield. I mean, he did a pretty good job besides the fact that he did kind of clip right there. I mean, if anything, if you're going to clip a car upside down, you might as well do the core panel. And if anything, it helped the 52 back onto his wheels. So, I mean, can't really fault the guy that tried to help, you know. So he didn't get turned, but he definitely got into the wall. So he's trying to get by it, but then he just got too on the brakes, lost the rear end, and then went up into the outside wall, clapped the wall. Not too big. He still is going to be able to continue in the race, but definitely not more than what he wanted after that. One more camera angle, full speed real quick. We might go cockpit after this, maybe, with Phoenix Morgan. You can look at Pop Q in this one, as you can see the 52 fly into the screen again. There he goes. These two cars do land pretty close together, so I mean, you can really see both of them in the same wreck. Watching a drone cam as you see the ping-ponging, and then Cropley just kind of goes down. Ping-pongs the 26 off the track, which saves it eventually. And there we go. Here comes the ride with Phoenix Morgan. Yay! Up in there, up and over. They're gonna get hit by Bumpman in the core panel. More of a spoiler, honestly. And we are gonna have, I believe, yeah, that's a green white checker. We got 3. I mean, it's like the real green white checker that they used to have, where it was 3 laps instead of 2. So we're gonna have a pretty good green white checker. As we're gonna have 36 cars still on the racetrack, 20 of them on the lead lap, while we have 6 of them out of the race with Tristan Fowler, Dean Ball, Sage Fontaine, Casey Nanica, who won last week. Classic Amy and Lucas Drake Sr. off the racetrack. And then you see Spray Dog, a treat snatcher. The first car a lap down. Unlucky that he was turned upside down after the caution came out. After the calamity that was. Don't understand why that even happened in the first place. So let's see if we can get it going here, boys. Oh, here comes Pablo Bunny. Oh my god, I'm actually kind of excited for this guy because he has not have the best, but hopefully he could try to do something here. He's one of those drivers with the cool name. Maybe not a cool name, but funny name. And one of my favorite kind of schemes, somewhat. My favorite sponsors that are a sponsor that has good schemes. Oh boy. Oh, we're coming to the white flag. Please, nobody wreck. I swear to God, if you wreck, I'm gonna be angry. Like, come on, please, guys. Oh, here goes Rowdy with McGraw. Oh, we're gonna make it. Oh, sweet, sweet green flag. Oh my God, green flag finish. Here we come. Here comes Rowdy. He's gonna get to the inside of Lobotomy. Here comes McGraw as well. He's gonna get to the inside of Rowdy. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. Ozcan's gonna try to follow Rowdy, but eventually he's just gonna get singled out by everybody else in the pack. Actually, no, he didn't even get singled out at all. That was crazy, actually, that he was able to stay there. But Rowdy out to the lead. Oh God, here he comes. This could be either a fantastic finish or a heartbreaking finish. Oh God. Oh boy, come on guys, we got this, we got this. Coming to the line, the momentum is coming. He got him, I think. McGraw got him, oh my God. He got him. McGraw got him at the last second. That was like some, oh, that was like a tandem finish right there where they just barely have enough time to get there. Oh my God, that was a great finish. And nobody wrecked after that. That was crazy. So we're going to look at a replay in play-by-play, or frame-by-frame. We're just going to see how close this was. Oh my God, that was, Jesus. Look at how close that finish was. That is an amazing finish. And with no wreck at the end too, that's even better. Jimmy McGraw, your winner. Oof, beautiful finish. That was crazy. Now your standings, even with Rowdy not winning the race, he does get first in the standings. Petrenko now in second, Popke is third, Cropley fourth, and Deegan in fifth. And McGraw shoots up to sixth. Trees Sacha still in the top 10, which is good for him. Who else is pretty decent to where they were? Casey Nanico goes back down to 20th after his win that kind of shoot him back up to, I believe it was around like 13th to 9th maybe. Oh, that was a great race and a great way to cap off that race, honestly. Nobody died and a great finish. And we'll see you guys at Sonoma. That's going to be a great race.